I just got my paperwork in hand, just waiting to be called. And seating etiquette. Like, there's a bunch of assorted seats around, empty seats. Tell me how I'm sitting here, there's somebody sitting there's a seat in the middle. There's other empty seats. I guess homie wanted to have like a little conversation debate. He's like, can I sit right here? Because he does, oh, Ack, what up? He's like, can I sit right here? And I'm looking at him and I'm looking at the other seats and I'm like, so anyway, homie sits in the awkward middle seat right next to me. And now it's debate time with my mans. He's like picking my brain on hip hop, but he was kind of cool though. But I guess I did that whole lead up to kind of tell you how I came to like my first topic, because I say, you know what, I'm glad he mentioned that to me. I'm gonna try to further clarify this on stream. I've just heard so many people keep questioning my intent or questioning what I was trying to put across, that or misinterpreting what I've said, that I need to once again clarify. Okay, what am I talking about? I made a statement about a couple weeks ago, and I still stand on it. Hip hop is in a lull. Hip hop is in a down. And one of the worst things that's happened to hip hop in a long-term sense is the rap feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Okay? I still vehemently believe this. I don't believe it's been positive for the culture. There's several reasons why I think that. By the way, I also have to say and preface this to say, fans of Drake and fans of Kendrick need to get out their feelings and stop making it about either artist when I say this. It's not about Drake and it's not about Kendrick. Yes, they're part of the conversation because they're huge rappers, but this is, no pun intended, is bigger than them, even though I will use them consistently as examples. Ever since the rap battle that occurred in May, or actually April 2024, that rap battle, while it was one of the most explosive, one of the most, I think profitable moments for rappers outside of an album cycle we've probably ever seen. And shit, even for media outlets, like every media outlets, the big ones, we all ate good. So, I'm not saying this because my platform necessarily got hurt. I'm thinking about the bigger picture. This is why I keep saying you can't personalize this, because if you ask me again, if I look at my bank account and I look at my cars, I would love for Kendrick and Drake to beef again, of course. But it's not about me. It's about the bigger picture. The bigger picture is this: rap as a whole has been hurt a bit, and I keep hearing people feeling like I'm blaming Kendrick Lamar. Not necessarily, but he's a part of the equation. Again, don't personalize it. Look at the bigger picture. So let me lay out a few things that happens to be the reason why I've came to that conclusion. Now, everybody plays a part in this. Media, as much as sometimes, and even including me, and I'm not leaving no one out of this, or I'm not, I'm pretty much including the whole field. Media follows the money. Rappers follow the money. A lot of things follow the money. Money these days seem to come from attention. But media is to be blamed. Rappers are to be blamed. The labels are to be blamed as well. That's why we're here. I'll tell you how each has to do with why 2025 was almost a dead year. The labels is pretty obvious. The labels went through and they've been actually reevaluating where the next source of growth is going to come from. We're at a really interesting teetering point. All the facts and all the stats actually support what I'm saying. So if there's any fact checker, and I know this ain't politics, but I would love for people to try to fact check me, because what I'm saying is just fundamentally correct. The labels are in an interesting place, starting from last year. They feel like music is peaking. They feel like the rollout is dead. They feel like we have to invest more to get less. And that's something that becomes not a sustainable or profitable model anymore. What does that mean? So the labels realize, if we're going to promote or we have to continue, I don't know, let's say A Boogie wants to drop an album. He requires $1 million or $1.5 million as a label, as a marketing budget. They're realizing, and this is not an A Boogie thing. Remember, don't make any of these points personal. Just extrapolate to more artists. I can use any example, Roddy Ricch. The labels are realizing that if before when they spent $1 million in marketing, an album would do this well, and it would have a trickle down effect on revenue created. So marketing dollars in any type of company create revenue, right? They've realized these days that it's created less. So what they do? They lessen the marketing budget and they pick and choose which artists at which times they feel like it could benefit rather than just blanketly giving out money. Also, a lot of these labels are going through musical chairs. Most people are cashing out the music business. We saw what happened with Atlantic. Atlantic basically turned into Atlantic Music Group that has 300 under it, YSL under it, and it basically has, and even rap music for Warner and Atlantic. We saw how they try to save money by letting Meek Mill go, by letting Kodak go, by letting YoungBoy go. There's a lot of financial business shit going on. We get these Asian groups that are coming in. They're the ones that's really funding a lot of the hip hop stuff now because they're buying out people's catalogs. They're buying out people's publishing. They are the ones who really seems to be placing a bet on hip hop, while these labels are basically they're placing a bet on back catalog. So why is there lack of music? Why is there lack of new talent? Why is there lack of really focusing on bringing or making new superstars? Because the labels have realized, and this doesn't exist unless we're in the streaming era. The labels have realized with streaming, it's about residual. Streaming royalties almost mirror what publishing is. Publishing is what they call long time money, mailbox money. Like in 20 years, you go. That's why Jadakiss and them was fighting Puff for it. Streaming royalties are starting to look like that. For example, when Drake has a good song, or weeks like this, I think Take Care was like the #2 rap album. So put it like this: Take Care is outselling the majority of albums. It's outselling the majority of albums, and it was dropped literally 14 years ago. That means you don't have to pay for no promo. You don't have to pay for nothing. So basically, a lot of labels are saying, why invest in new shit? Let's just keep making money from the old shit. We own it anyway. So that's one of the things that's a business decision that's actually hurting the industry. Okay, so the labels have a whole bunch of shit going on. They're not incentivized to make new talent. They can't figure it out anymore to say, if we do this, we could make a star. They're now coming up with, yo, let's just keep eating off their catalog, right? So that's the label side. The media side. Otherwise, you usually see that, he vehemently says that. He's like, yo, the propaganda about Lil Baby, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, you propagated it. And when you talk to him, it makes it sound, it makes it sound like I'm so powerful, like I've killed many careers, right? And I'm not going to sit here and try to downplay maybe how much maybe my voice matters or whatever the case is, because that's not the case. The point is talking about media. Oftentimes, the reality and the truth is that most media companies, we all chase what's popular. We don't look to popularize. That's the real facts about it, right? Now, granted, I do feel like I have the autonomy that if I want to talk about something that might be relevant, like I be saying all the time, yo, bro, you're the only one talking about 6ix9ine. Yeah, because I want to talk about it. That's my friend. My bad. Right? But most of the times, if A is popular, they're gonna lean into A. Why? Clicks generate attention, generates clicks, generates money. Right? So you're gonna get people or companies talking about the things that they already know fans want. They're not feeding fan stuff. They might like bring new information to light, but they're leading into things fans already interested in. Now, during the rap beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, it was the gift that kept on giving. We saw record numbers, a record in my 15 years of doing YouTube. It was the most lucrative time. So you know what usually happens? And if that's for me, it's for everyone else. It's a trickle down effect. Everybody else is in media. So you know what usually happens? People stay in that moment. You're gonna keep eating off the corpse of that thing that gets you the most amount of revenue. Why? You're just feeding the fans what they want. They want to still hear about some story that there's a round two. Like, you know what I mean? Even if it really don't exist, just feed it to them. It's a reality. Media hyper focuses on a beef media is. What y'all talk about with the war in Chirac and how horrible it was. The war in Chirac was a storytelling of what drill music was. Here are the characters, here are the feuds, here are the people who don't like this. And what people don't realize is that music just don't sell because it sounds like a good jingle. It's because you buy into all of these things around it. That's why when we find out a rapper is a fraud or he's been giving us a facade,
Why my shit keep lagging? What the fuck?
the music don't hit the same. No. So media helps that, no matter what you're talking about. These days, a lot of times it's YouTube documentaries because traditional media, they've kind of like stopped doing that. They're still focused, and I'm not saying all media, but some of them are just still focused on the beef rather than showcase the new stories of these new guys coming up. And I'm not saying it's not being showcased, but put it on bigger levels. Most of these outlets, they're gonna just keep harping back to the feud, right? Why? Made the most attention, and also in their defense, the fans are tuning into it still at a higher rate. So it's damn near self-fulfilling prophecy. So I've told you the labels, I've told you the media, right? And both of those entities have parts to be blamed. Then we're gonna talk about the artist, okay? And when I'm talking about the artist, I will use Drake and Kendrick as an example, but I'm not blaming either one specifically. But they're all part of this ecosystem that also hinders music a bit. Okay, we'll start with the obvious, both rappers. What Beef does, and the great thing about Beef, and shout out to my man Vibes Cartel, I remember him and Mavado getting into it. He said this. He said the dope thing about when he was beefing with Mavado is that it isolated everybody else. People only cared to watch them. It turned into a Super Bowl. And he most famously said, imagine like, they have this event called Sting, which is like Rolling Loud, basically, right? And it would have like an assortment of artists. And during the feud with this one artist, and they're the two top artists, Vibes Cartel most famously said, he said, well, we don't need the other artists. We could do this festival just us two. Because right now, there's no one that wants to see them that don't want to see us, and we're the main draw. And that is the thing. When two people feud, usually everybody looks like it's everybody in the lunchroom. You see two people fighting, everybody turns to the two people fighting. That has gone on for a while. I'm not blaming the artist for that, but that's just the reality of what goes on, right? That then trickles to the media and also the labels, who basically feel like they have to spend more money to get the attention of the fans and also get excitement behind other artist projects. Says, fuck it, we're going to just rely on these guys' catalog, at least we own it, right? Now, part of that, in the last year, when it comes to when it comes to Kendrick and Drake, that battle hurt hip hop because both artists took away the same thing. Drake has collaborated the least he's ever collaborated outside. And by the way, we're not talking about like Party Next Door. Obviously, dropped a collab tape with an artist, but he's collaborated the least he's ever collaborated with new artists this year or in the last year. He's maybe it's because Kendrick said you run to Atlanta, but whatever. He's also this is the least we've ever seen him shine a light onto new talent, new movements, new regions that he's ever done ever. He's usually a very, he'll introduce you to your next favorite guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, you'll hear him on a remix saying, like, damn, who's this dope ass motherfucker? And then you start listening to that dope ass motherfucker. That's kind of what it is. Kendrick, he's never been a guy who really is into collabs. He's really a for self type of guy. But right now, I think, and I've admitted it, I feel like 2024 specifically, that was his year. And when it goes down and we say who ran the year, that was his year to be at the top of rap. And primarily, he kept all the clout for himself. Now, collaboration, and you could go back as far as time, is very important in hip hop. It's very important in having fans be able to introduce to new movements, new sounds, new artists, new collaborations, features, whatever. And I'm not only stopping it here at Kendrick and Drake, because what we've also seen, the Atlanta scene fucked up. They all secretly beefing with each other. Here at. Oh, you fuck this bitch. This. There's a lot of like little pettiness going on. Right? There's a lot of division. And as far as the collaboration goes, to further hammer home that point, it's been like about 30, 35 years since like hip hop first was performed in an arena. And it was a rap concert, so to speak. If you think that artist goes from being a small artist to a big artist without collaboration and without the top artist showing them love, you're wrong. Even when it comes to touring, usually a bigger artist takes a smaller artist on tour, and then they start working with that audience, and that it's a really collaborative process when it comes to hip hop. As much as people may not admit it, Drake brought Kendrick on his first tour. I'm not saying these things aren't happening, but what I'm saying is that the rate that we're seeing a lot of these things happen is significantly less. When it came time to when Memphis had Memphis always been dope. And by the way, this is also what people are missing when I say that hip hop is in a lull. I'm not blaming it. You know what, people who, it's usually Kendrick fans, they're like, yo, stop blaming. There's no one really looking at it. To them, there's from being a small artist with a buzz or a mid-level buzz to getting to be this huge star like we're seeing with these older artists. And it's because of the things I'm telling you, the labels, the media, and now I'm telling you about on the artist side, we're not seeing as much reach down and pull them up type of thing. So we're stuck with the 40-year-old top rappers in the game. One doesn't do collabs. The other one looked like he kind of off that shit too. The other guys who are near the top of the pyramid, they kind of don't really want to fuck with. So we don't get introduced to a lot of things that's happening. There's good music all over the place. Right now, I'm waiting on like a huge artist to go collab with some of them new niggas in what they call New Dallas. They're ripe, for stardom. They're ready. But the attention isn't their way at the moment. The labels ain't spending enough on artists coming out of there. If I was a label, I'd be dumping money into what's going on in Texas. Texas seems to be having a run. But it's just not happening. So I connect most of that to the battle based on some of the mentality created for the artist, for the media, and for the labels. That's all. So I hope that was more of a qualitative explanation on why I say the battle long term has not helped hip hop. If you ask me, I think in the next year or two, well, I had hoped this year was going to be a reset year. I don't know if it was. So 2026, my prediction is this: it's going to be the either one of the best years we've had in a while, or it's going to be the complete reset year. And what I mean by reset year, we're going to start seeing new artists and new movements from these regions that regionally people know about, but nationally they don't. We're going to see them start bubble to the point that maybe the year after they all break out. Again, I keep telling you about the idea of collaboration, and that's why I also thought it was negative when Kendrick shamed it. You ran to Atlanta. Somebody could fact check me on this. Young Thug was an artist that we all knew was super talented. We all are into his type of music, so we were bumping it way before. We love all the Slime seasons, right? We love those mixtapes. I could be wrong, so please fact check me on this. But Young Thug never sold over 100,000 ever. He wasn't that huge commercial viable star. And I'm not saying that this is what put him on, but it was in the realm of him gaining acceptance from the mainstream that did make him get there. I believe we could go back to More Life. I think Drake puts him on that album. I don't think he was this huge star before. That's the collaboration aspect. We see Young Thug go on the Breakfast Club and actually say, yo, bro, Drake is one of the guys who really looks out for us. He's all the way up there and he's trying to help pull us up. That's some of what I'm talking about in terms of collaboration, where for other artists to get to that point, they have to, there is that collaborative effort. And by the way, I hope don't take what I just said to make y'all feel that I'm saying Drake is the reason why Thug got on. No. But I'm talking about what collaboration does for an artist. And that year Thug was doing a lot of dope collabs. Right? Remember, I believe he might have had that what's the one he had the dress on? Was it that year or the year before? I don't know. But all those things are important. Okay? And I'm just hoping you guys understand what I'm talking about, because when I gave that state of the rap game report, it's pretty accurate.
Welcome to Survivor 50, the greatest adventure on television. We chose you.
Just overall, long term wasn't good for hip hop. And it's the people who have only lived, well, it's the people that wish that battle was still happening. You could guess who you think that is, right? But anyway, I think I've done a decent job of kind of laboriously kind of explaining to you guys why I believe hip hop is in the state. Is that abundantly clear? I think it's abundantly clear. It's okay. And I do the last point here before I move on. I want to remind y'all, and this is why I'm doing the predictions on saying next year is going to be either a ground setting year for 2027, or it's gonna be the year. These things happen in cycles. Remember, around like 2010 was when that new school kind of was formed. We get the ASAP Rockies, we get the Drakes, we get the Kendrick Lamars, we get the Meek Mill. That kind of happened around early, like towards the 2010s. Okay, it's about 4 to 5 years before we get a reset and a new wave every single time, and we're due for one now. So we go from 2010, then we go to like 2014, 2015. We start getting like a sound change, right? Obviously, Future pops off in like 2012, but then we get a sound change to 2024. Kind of goes down south a little bit, but we see people like Fetty Wap, we see Young Thug, we see who else? Fetty Wap, Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan. These are people that start to like become like this new wave, and it's this new sound that fans are like just fucking attracted to. Sounds very different than what was coming out and who the popular guys were in 2010. So 2014, 2015, we're seeing how shit changes. Let's go again. we obviously that was a little bit short-lived, honestly. It's 2014, but even though we could say 2017, 2018, so maybe it's every 4 years. It's like college. Then we get basically, we all know that wave. That's the colored era, right? By the way, we could also infuse drill, but drill was never like mainstream, right? Like, yes, drill happened, but we're talking about the what seemed to be the main part of what hip hop was being, impregnated by. No pun intended. So when we get to like 2016, 2017, or 2018, we start getting these guys that are Uzis, the Yachties, the 6ix9ines, the X's, the Gunners, basically almost descendants and off the tree of the branch of most people who popped off in the 2014 and 2015 era. They were like an accentuation of their style and sound and even look in a lot of ways. And then that happened. And around like 2021, 2022, right? Or maybe it was 2020. But yeah, 2020, 2021. We see another shift. And that shift was away from a lot of those guys who popped off in the 2016, 2017 era, because most of them went irrelevant. And people were tired of that. And now we're 4 years from that last shift. And I think we're due for another moment which should breed some new superstars, some new guys who are going to be running it for at least 3 to 4 years. And from there, I call them stars. And from there, we'll always get one superstar that's generational that comes from there, right? We'll see if my prediction's right. We'll see how it is. All right. So, let's see. Where should I start? Oh, I didn't get on Meta. So it's come to pass. It looks like Diddy's kids. I don't know why it seems like Diddy's kids do the wrong things always. They gotta have like a crash course on reading the room. A class that people could take to evaluate what's the elephant in the room, how to move in a particular room given certain circumstances, It feels like Diddy's kids always say and do the worst things. I'll give you an example. So Diddy's accused of all this freak off baby oil activity. He's sex trafficking women, allegedly. That's what they were alleging for his criminal trial. And his kids, well, the one that looks mostly like him, Christian Combs, that same week, basically goes on his wild party spree. To maybe he didn't think about it like that, but people were looking at it like, okay, whatever they said about your dad, your daddy's son, y'all did that shit. It's not reading the room. It's maybe the time you didn't want to look like the wild party animal that's down to just go all out. The feds are investigating Diddy. Let's go back. Feds are investigating Diddy. We hear that they are having grand juries convene and there could be charges. You know what Christian Combs does? This is after they raided the house. Yo, these niggas raided the house, but they missed the one we own next door. Fuck. Why taunt the feds? Why taunt the feds? That was one of, like, when, Judge Arun's a Submarinian, when he says hubris, that's what he's talking about. the audacity of them spending maybe millions investigating Diddy, organizing these raids, multi-state raid simultaneously, and trying to parse through the info that they got. Oh, let's look at the tapes. Test the baby oil for some fucking GHB or some fingerprint, whatever. And during that time that you want to be have mouth shut, awaiting what's hopefully a non-indictment, and wait till you're clear, y'all dropped a diss song at the Fed saying, yeah, these bitch ass niggas ran into the crib, but they searched the wrong spot. We still got one next door. And some of y'all might have forgot about that. If you did, I'll play you the song. I remember getting sent this song from somebody close to Christian Combs. And they said, act it. We want you to leak it. And when I heard the song, I said, he didn't send this to y'all. Y'all stole this shit from him. It's no way he wants this out. And then, so I didn't put it out at first. Then I was told, yo, if you don't put it out, we're putting it out. I'm like, all right, man. What?
They praying on our damn.
That shit like 450. Police raid the crib like they think we selling crack. But we out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques. Rather put this shit on wax. All that gossip shit is whack. When all they had was 50 Cent, who put this city on the map? Stop lying. Pops been hated on by many men, and nigga, that's fine. They gon' try to stop these Eminems, and they gon' die trying. Pull up to the south side. We locked in, we got ties. Don't give a fuck about no blogs, cause we really outside.
Hey, yo, CJ, what the fuck?
Again, read in the room. We find out from the documentary, Diddy's team realized they're way outside of this hole that they dug was exactly everything that this against what Christian Combs said. He said, fuck the blogs, we're really outside. We get to find out through the documentary, Diddy's team took an aggressive PR strategy working with social media and blogs, trying to give them information that they could be a little bit more it could be a little bit more clear and open and transparent, that maybe people could reprogram themselves off of what they saw with the video a couple months before where Diddy was beating Cassie. So all that fuck the blog shit, that was not what happened. They sent the blogs all the court happenings to say, hey, look.
Then we got ties, don't give a fuck about no blogs, cause we really outside.
Hey, yo, CJ, what the fuck these niggas talking about? Niggas say it's wartime.
Broke niggas, I don't know who even birthed these whole niggas. All that whooping on the net, well now it's time to show niggas. Steady talking on the fam and we don't even know niggas. But go ahead, play one call away, we ain't sparing no
that
nigga.
shit dead.
Count bandos in my Gucci sandals, these niggas is sick. Probably hating cause we rich, he must think we fucked this bitch. Knock them walls down like when them Fetty boys ran in both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they miss. How y'all?
Now, you know what I realized I missed? He was looked like Christian Combs knew, because remember 50 was putting up some stuff against Diddy at the time on social media. He's always done that though, but he was going extra hard. Looked like Christian Combs knew about Daphne. Well, obviously we know about Daphne because his dad was fucking Daphne, right? He says he must really think I'm fucking his bitch. So I guess Christian Combs is like, oh, he must think we're all fucking her.
He hating cause we rich, he must think we fucked this bitch. Knock them walls down.
He must think we fucked his bitch.
Like when them Fetty boys ran in both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they miss. How y'all? Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they miss. How y'all talking like a nigga time up? Throwing shade, get your shines up.
Okay. Ooh, hey.
They say good things come to those who wait. Well, we don't buy it. At University of Phoenix.
it appears that reading the room again, I keep telling you, it's not the strong suit for the Diddy boys. But they have now announced that they're dropping their own documentary. Now, chat, do I got to read the room and say, who asked for this? Who asked for this? And I'm not saying it to hate on these dudes. I'm just saying, like, Diddy just went through another PR nightmare with 50 putting out a doc. What do you think? You're going to, even if nothing in the doc that they put out makes him look too crazy, sometimes you got to go with the art of, let's wait some time and let people forget. Let them forget. Let them move on. As soon as we're about to go move on to some other shit, here they come back. We got our own doc. Now, they got a doc that's supposedly coming out on Zeus. Yes, Zeus. Yes, the same place as Baddies, where they be doing the fighting. Let's watch the trailer.
Of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's sex trafficking trial in New York. Hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony yesterday? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you still think your father?
Your daddy got 4 years! Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women! That's wrong! He should get more!
Fight this to the end.
He's innocent!
Not afraid of the charges. Something like the OJ all over again.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
Yo, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I would imagine that after what happened with the last documentary that 50 produced, and we know how they got that footage, right? Basically, they realized things weren't going that well, and Diddy basically didn't pay for the footage. And the guys who had the footage, some middle guy, sold it to the production company that 50 was using to do this documentary. I would think after that happened, Diddy would tell his boys, and his boys would already just know inherently, burn all the tapes. Yo, Pops just went to jail because he used to be filming with an iPad, an iPhone, a spy camera, a GoPro, a DSLR camera. He was filming with 20 devices, and it all got played in court and sent his ass to jail. Hey, speaking of videotapes, he was caught on videotape giving Cassie a whooping. That's why people are happy he's locked up. Hey, he was caught on tape filming while he was getting investigated. And him showing that he thought he was bigger than the program. And maybe he got let off light with a slap on the wrist. Maybe he is as bad as they say he is. At some point, when do y'all say, burn the tapes? Burn the tapes, man. Why the hell? Like, what is this? It can't be for money. And I even though I still got to admit, maybe Zeus paid a pretty penny for this. But what is this over obsession that not only Diddy has, but it seems like his boys have too? You know what I thought was crazy? I know they were trying to humanize him. But I remember Quincy put his ass on a vlog. I'm like, this is not the time for vlogging. This isn't the time for vlogging. cameras have been the downfall for the Diddy boys. And I'm saying Diddy and his sons. If I'm them, I would want the cameras off. I want the footage deleted. Now, let me pull up a few things. I always remember this one clip. Everybody remembers this clip from Making the Band. When Diddy came in after a fight, and people said, the first question he asked to the side, he said, who won the fight? Now, the cameraman that was filming the fight put the camera down to go break up the fight, cut it off. And Diddy said, never turn the motherfucking cameras off. There's all type of ways we can resuscitate a nigga. So you're basically hearing him say, even if they die on camera, we got some technology. We'll get it back to life. Never turn the camera off. That's now become, if you ask me, one of Diddy's problems. That he never turned the camera off. Let me see if I could post, if I could find it.
If you look at anybody that's really, really big, Jackson sacrificed. So we've we love to do.
Okay, hold on. Diddy Making the Band. I remember he said who won the fight. Where is that? If anyone has the link, send it to me. Okay. Okay, that's one of the fights. All right. Where is it at? Oh, maybe it was here.
He don't have enough heart to be a team leader.
Okay.
You cannot let your emotions. I can't lead with the hand.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait for this.
Go on.
Okay. Me off.
Well, I won't.
And Diddy shows up. I'm trying to
This group is gonna have to become a real group, come together, and they're gonna have to be special in the world of hip hop.
Where is that? Where is that link? Does anybody know?
And so I've given a lot of thought, and I'm gonna let you out your contract too.
Where the hell is it at? Does anybody remember it? Does anybody remember? I remember what he said. He's like, yo, who won the fight? Yeah, these are old. Yeah, these are very old. Let me see. I can't find the shit. Anyway, you got to take my word on it. I wish I had the clip on hand. But essentially, Diddy comes in and Diddy says, but who won the fight though? Who was this? It was a fight in the living room? I thought it was the studio.
I'm having to push all of that aside for these. See some other hairstyles, other ways. Enjoy this. It's called. I don't really care however you took it or whatever went through your mind.
This is what he told these niggas to go do the cheesecake walk.
It was a mission that had to be done. All this. You know, Rapper's Delight?
This thing of ours here called hip hop. Man, I came in tonight in a different type of mood than what I am right now. And I just feel a little bit
Extra, but get the extra work done. Just going to the critiques.
Hold on.
Get a chance, dog.
Oh, this is...
Come on. Afraid that comes out.
Whatever, I'm tired of talking. I'm gonna slap in your mouth. You ain't get shit. I'll eat that shit. Eat it again. That's no better than that. We all hood. You know what I'm saying? We out the hood now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is it over? It's good. So I have your word on that.
Oh yeah, right here. This is it right here. This is it right here.
Got it off her chest.
Is it over? Is it over?
On my side, it's over. We got it off her chest.
Is it over? It's good. So I have your word on that.
Yeah.
Do we have a meeting today at some point?
We got 4 o'clock.
Okay. Just call me now, please. Call me. We're gonna go to the office.
I put on some pants.
Yeah. Who won? Cameraman, who won?
Cameraman, who won the fight, nigga? What?
Have a seat. You want to see? You want to walk them up?
It's like that.
Oh man, how they gonna do a jump cut?
That what?
Oh, basically, don't take that long, cuz.
This is like this your job now.
Oh, so it's all right. I'll find it. It's Freddie and Inez fight. Diddy. Oh, these niggas are squabbling every fucking day.
If you look at anybody that's really a nap.
Yeah, I can't find it. Man, why can't? This is how the streams get stalled up. I always gotta like. There's always that one clip I need. I can't find it. Nigga was like, "Yo, cameraman, who won?" The cameraman go like, "Yo, I put the camera down and I went to go break it up." He said, "What? You ain't get it on camera, nigga?" He's like, "Yo, bro, I don't care if they die. Never turn the cameras off, bro." Inez, we gonna find it, man. Hey, is my audio bad? Let me know. Inez versus.
Yes, it's me again. It's the time for empowerment.
Oh, this maybe. Okay, yeah, this is it. All right, the full episode. Look.
Yeah, we have. And if all y'all
do a video.
Diddy.
The band.
Making a.
Oh, okay, here we go. Man.
I ain't come here for this about the same hour. It was like enough was enough to me. What, like a freaking war in here right now. Like all my life, I was happy that nobody was hurt. Nobody had to go to the hospital. Let's talk about this while I'm here. Sit over there, please.
Yeah, puppy come down. He basically ain't saying he don't want nothing to happen to us, and he can't afford for nobody to get hurt.
I can't have nothing happen, yo. You know what I'm saying? Where we at right now?
And by the way, you know, in congruence or in relation to the topic that, you know, I'm talking about, which is Diddy's son saying there's another doc, but it's their doc and it's coming out on Zeus. And I'm like, yo, somebody got to tell him, yo, delete the footage. Like, delete it. Like, get the shit out of here. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like the mere fact Diddy still had maybe having them freak off tapes may have helped him, because I guess the jurors watched and was like, yo, Cassie, yo, you're loving the dick. Like, what you talking about? I was just like, shorty, like, yo, you were having a good time. But remember, the raids got those tapes. Like, so Diddy saved freak off tapes from like 10 years prior in his house.
I think before we got it off our chest.
Is it over? Is it over to you?
On my side, it's over. Before we got it off our chest.
Is it over? It's good. So I have your word on that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Do we have a meeting today at some point?
We got 4 o'clock.
Okay. Just call me now, please. Call me. We're gonna go to the office.
I put on some pants.
Yeah. Who won?
Wait, am I muted? I'm not muted. Wait, chat, am I muted?
Nigga, chat gassing him.
Hey, if I'm muted on your side, just hit the refresh button. That might be like an encoder problem with YouTube. It's probably a bug. Yeah. Okay. Listen.
Cameraman, who won?
Right.
Who won?
It was 2 rounds.
He won the first round?
I think it was the decision on the first round, and then the second one, the second round.
Rule number 1, chat. Rule number 1. He gonna give us the rules, and he's lived by this his entire life.
I think it was the decision on the first round, and then the third one.
Here we go.
Rule number 1 of reality TV: keep the cameras rolling, even though you think you're getting choked out, he's gonna stop breathing. We got all types of new technology to revive people these days. Keep the cameras rolling.
Yep, yo, whoever who's doing the next doc on him got to use that. Because that is kind of what is coming back to bite him. Keep the cameras rolling. Even if a motherfucker getting choked out and you think he about to stop breathing, we got all type of technology. We'll bring him back to life. Keep the cameras rolling. Oh, you get indicted by the feds? Keep the camera rolling. What, your dad facing life? Keep the cameras rolling. No!
The third one for the second round. Rule number 1 of reality TV: keep the cameras rolling. Even though you think he's getting choked out, he's gonna stop breathing. We got all types of new technology to revive people these days. Keep the cameras rolling.
You got new technology to revive niggas these days. Wow. Told you, Chad. I told you. Now, 50 Cent looks like he keeps benefiting from the tic-tac-toe moves made by Diddy and Diddy's sons and his team, because he looks at most of this shit like a slam dunk. He actually posted or reposted the documentary, and he said this. Look at his caption. He says, "Whoa, I want to see this show. I'm not sure this was a good idea."
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
The alleged assault, the woman claims that the 3 masked men, and she identified one as Sean Combs due to his mannerisms and Justin calling him Pops, then arrived and...
Oh, man, 50's foul. What? 50 put some AI shit on this. Oh, man. Is this AI or is... That's not in that thing we just watched? So you see how 50 start throwing some allegations on the Suns now. Look.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
The alleged assault, the woman claims that the 3 masked men, and she identified one as Sean Combs due to his mannerisms and Justin calling him Pops, then arrived and repeatedly raped her over a period of time. The plaintiff, a former yacht stewardess, alleged that in December 2022, while working on a yacht chartered by Diddy, Christian Combs coerced her into drinking a potentially spiked tequila shot.
Yo, he dubbed over this whole thing. Yo, see? Niggas like 50 like it's too diabolical, bro.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
Oh, that shit crazy.